Hey guys, what is up? I'm so stoked for today's video because I've never done a reaction video and I really want to do some more of these in 2021. So I'm going to start it off with a reaction video actually to myself, and this is an old what I eat in a day. But the reason I wanted to do this is because back then my skin was peaking. My acne was really bad, and this what I eat in a day, like everything that I was eating, I really thought was helping my skin. But now actually, you know, 5 years or however many years it is later, I look back and I'm like, well, I think back because I haven't actually watched it yet, but I think back and I think, do you know what, the foods I was eating was actually, if anything, going against my system. Like, it wasn't supporting my imbalances at all. If anything, it was probably just aggravating them and potentially making my skin probably worse. So I thought today's video not only would be a bit of fun entertainment, but also it might be really interesting and kind of educational, I guess, as well. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. I've never done this before, so we'll just see how it goes. Oh, green juice. Oh my god, I remember that little cup. Oh, this is when I used to call myself Ivy Road. Long story, I can explain later.
Okay, so every single morning starts the same. I start with a cup of hot water and lemon. I do this because it's a great way to cleanse the body and it alkalizes your body. I also tried to use an organic lemon because I really want the best source possible to do this.
Okay, so I still do the lemon water every single morning. It's fantastic for digestion. It really helps kickstart everything for me, get the system working and help me with that morning poop, you know what I mean? So that's really the main reasons why I do it. But little tip, actually, always drink it through a straw, because lemon juice can actually erode your enamel if you drink it straight. So drink it through a straw to protect your teeth.
Okay, so this morning I had some porridge, and this is the porridge that I use. It's made out of rice flakes and millet flakes, and also it's wheat-free, gluten-free, milk-free, all that, so it's really good. I then take a prune. That's really random, but I don't eat raisins. Yeah, I've got an allergy to grapes, long story. But I cut this up into little pieces, and then I also cut up a orange because I like to have this with my porridge as well. Here I am peeling it. Oh, and I like to cut it up as well into bite-sized pieces. I don't know why, I just really like to do that. And then I take the oranges and I pop them into a nice little bowl.
So cute.
And then once my porridge is all cooked up, I then give it a little mix, and I mix in the prunes that I previously chopped. And then once that is all mixed together, I pop it into a bowl, and I like to even it out with the spoon as I go as well, just to kind of get flat. You'll see why in a second.
Okay, I'm just gonna quickly stop there. Now, watching this, obviously this is a great example where watching this you're actually thinking, okay, this is really healthy, really good. For my body, I know that this is actually not helping me. If anything, it was probably putting fire on fire. Okay, so start with the flakes. I now personally just have oats. I find my body actually suits them much better. My place that I'm cringing is more at the orange and the prunes. Now, I get why I was having the prunes. The prunes are really good for constipation. So back then I was really struggling with my bowel movements, to put it bluntly. Now, from a acne point of view though, dried fruits are extremely high in sugar, and first thing in the morning what you want to avoid is spiking your blood sugar levels, because I've done this video before, I'll link it if you're really interested in this topic, but when you spike your blood sugar levels, it kind of just sets off the tone for the day that you are going to literally be on a roller coaster. And for someone who has acne, well, not really for acne, but if you really struggle with hormones, and like me, I'm not diagnosed with PCOS, but a doctor was literally like, you might have it. I'm not going to diagnose you, but you might have it, which I'm like, that's really helpful, thanks. But if you struggle with something called insulin resistance, which I think I am in that category, then starting the day with a bit of a blood sugar spike is the worst thing you can do, because it just sets the tone for your insulin to be shooting up and then having to drop really far down. And basically when your insulin is out of whack, it can then lead to things like increasing the androgens in the body, which are our male sex hormones like testosterone, which obviously can affect our acne, and it can just really play havoc with our hormones in general. So personally nowadays I like to start my day with a really low glycemic breakfast to really, start the day with steady blood sugar levels, and then that can keep them manageable throughout the day. When I went to India, I learned about Ayurveda, and from an acne perspective, it would mean you have a lot of pitta in the body, which means fire, basically. That's the kind of fire sign. In Ayurveda's perspective, they say that oranges create more fire in the body, which aggravates pitta, which would mean it would aggravate acne. Now, I'm not saying never have an orange, you know, here and there, absolutely fine, but it's just this first meal of the day thing I have an issue with.
So on top of my porridge, really
Oh my
loving
God, it
this
doesn't
like
stop there.
spread for jam, but it's got no refined sugar in it. I've been trying out all the different flavours.
even
This isn't
remember
my
having
favourite one,
this.
but it's okay. Anyway, I take a blop of this, this is actually a little bit too much. I would take a little bit less than this, and I just spread it all out, and voila, that is my breakfast.
Okay, I don't really need to continue the conversation on this, I kind of just touched on it, but again, another element spiking my sugar levels. Even just switch it for the whole fruit, like have actual blueberries, because at least when you're having the whole blueberry you're getting all the fibre, which is going to dampen down any blood sugar spikes. Jams and anything concentrated like this, yeah, it's just not a great option in my opinion, and I would personally just switch it for the whole fruit. So anyway, carry on. That is a very high sugar breakfast.
Okay, so it's now mid-morning, and before I go to the gym, I like to have a juice. This is just what I had in my fridge that day, and I like to use organic because I just like to keep the contents pure. And yeah, it was actually really good. By the way, the key to a good juice is lemon. Trust me,
that is
lemon
true.
is
really
just
does transform it.
Okay, so it's now time for lunch.
Okay, before we just get into lunch, but there you go, like, this is the thing with fruit. Fruit is not an unhealthy food. Obviously, it's amazing for our body. It is, you know, especially when you have a nice variety, filled with antioxidants, you know, amazing properties, anti-inflammatory for the body, etc. It's about how much you're having. Sometimes you can have too much of a good thing. In my what I eat in a day here, we haven't even reached lunch, and I've had dried prunes, I've had a whole orange, I've had the blueberry compote, and now I've had 2 apples in a juice. And with a juice, you get rid of all the fibre. So if you're going to compare a juice to a smoothie, smoothies are actually better because you have the whole fruit go in there and you maintain all the fibre within the fruit. Whereas with a juice, you literally just juice basically all the kind of the sugar content out really, and you leave the fibre. So when you have that juice, you've got no fibre in there to dampen down any sugar spikes. So it's something to really be mindful of. I always say with juices, try and keep them more vegetable heavy, and then with your smoothies, that's where you can, you know, afford to throw in your fruit and things like that there.
And today I had a salad, and this is something that I eat a lot of. I eat a lot of vegetables, guys. Like, I actually genuinely really do love vegetables. I have this joke with my mum that I'm actually like a physical walking chickpea because I absolutely love chickpeas.
Sorry, what?
I just could eat them all day, every day. But I don't. I do switch it up. Also, the sauce that I'm putting on this salad in this video is just a grounded up tomato with some lemon and some pepper. And yeah, because I'm also looking into my liver at the minute. I'm trying to like cleanse it out, which means no oils, low fat, etc. Which also is another reason why there was 2 apples.
Now, up until this point, I was actually thinking like this was actually quite decent, except from the fact the thing that's screaming at me is look how low calorie this meal is. Now, back then I remember I was really struggling with my period. I think I lost it for a year. Basically, I couldn't get it back. And what it really came down to is I was really underweight. And the thing is with your menstrual cycle, you need to be a healthy weight and have a certain body fat percentage for your hormones to work correctly. So for me back then, this was actually doing so much harm for me because I was not getting enough calories in my diet. So something that's really missing from this meal, I mean, there's no source of carb. I mean, you get carbs in vegetables, but there's no, like, you know, it would have been nice to see a little bit quinoa maybe, or, you know, a little bit of rice, whatever, I don't know, something just to kind of give it a bit of substantialness to it. Also, there's no healthy fat, and now what's screaming in my ears is me saying that I'm trying to cleanse my liver, and I said that means, what is this? I said no fat, no oil and no fat, did I say? Okay, yeah, no oils and low fat. This was clearly before I went to college and actually learned about nutrition. So that's a whole load of bull. This is a really common area for people to fall in, especially if you're struggling with acne. I guarantee you'll read somewhere online people saying, you know, you have to cut out all fat. Literally, all fat is, oh gosh, all fat is the enemy. It's what's causing your acne. That is not true. You need fat to actually make hormones in the first place. Fat is extremely important for our hormonal balance and just the regulation of our body. Also, you get all your lovely fatty acids in fats, so they're really anti-inflammatory for the body, you know, especially your omega-3s. And also, actually, every single cell in our body, literally every single cell, is surrounded by something called a phosphobiolipid oh my god, can I speak today? say, phospholipid bilayer, and that is made with fats. That your fatty acids are so influential of the structure basically of our cells and how they work. So fats are extremely important to the body. We want to make sure we're getting healthy sources of fats. But if you have acne, what I would just say is just keep your fats in balance. So making sure that you have enough omega-3 to your omega-6. I've got a whole video on that topic. I'll link it down below. But yeah, fats are definitely not the enemy.
Then I had a snack, just a kiwi.
See, oh my god, another piece of fruit. So we've got the prunes, the blueberry compote, the orange, the 2 apples. So actually that's 5, 6. Oh my god, 6 fruit.
So interesting. Oh my god, guys. Okay, so I went for have
Oh,
coffee
so
and I had this new
Nero,
gadget. It's like a milk
filming this.
frother and
Oh,
it's
I
like you
love
can take
it.
it out, portable, whatever. It's so good, guys. Like, look, I just made this
Wait, what milk
cappuccino
did
because
I
the thing
use?
is I'm allergic to animal milks and I don't like soya. And coffee shops, like, not everyone does almond milk.
Okay, almond milk, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Happy with that.
Coffee shops, like, not everyone does almond milk.
Oh, that's
It's annoying.
cute.
And I also
That's
took
fine.
some cacao powder and popped that on top. Oh, and I forgot to say the milk frother is from Tiger. Okay, so on to dinner, I had some rice noodles, which are by Clear Spring. These are really good. They're organic and they're 100% brown rice. And then I added in a courgette because I just like to pad it out a bit. And yeah, so I spiralised it up. And look at that thing go.
Oh my God,
I wish
my
it was this quick in real
nails,
life,
the
but
outgrowth,
seriously, it's like
ingrowth
such an arm
outgrowth.
workout. Ugh, I'm finding this so satisfying to watch. And then I get a pair of scissors and I just chop it up a couple of times because the strings get so long. And then with this I had some asparagus and some broccoli, and then oh, this is my sauce, some chopped tomatoes, garlic, herbs and salt. I just heat it up in a pan, put everything in a bowl together, mix it up, and there we are. That is my dinner.
Okay, so firstly, this meal isn't terrible. Like, I actually have very similar meals to this now, but there are a few things missing in this. First thing to quickly touch on, no source of healthy fat. So now I would actually drizzle a bit of extra virgin olive oil on top of this just to give it that source of healthy fat. Also, I personally would add more vegetables to this. Like, you could put in some like kale, which kind of wilts down as well, with like spinach as well, that wilts down as well. Get in a bit more of my cruciferous veg. I know I had the cauliflower in my lunch. I would have popped maybe some broccoli or, like I said, the kale in this just to kind of increase those cruciferous vegetables because they're amazing for your liver function and that is so good for hormonal balance. Now, another thing I'm going to add in because it is screaming at me again is just have a look at how many calories you think is in this meal. I'm going to guess not a lot. It's definitely an under 500 calorie meal. Now, if we look at everything I've eaten that day, yeah, my calories are not probably even close to what I should be getting. So for me, like I said back then, I was underweight and it was a reason for my period not coming back, which would have been playing havoc with my skin. So yeah, really something to pay attention to. You know, making sure you are meeting your needs.
Okay, so in the evening I do just like to end my day with something sweet. Today I had an orange, because obviously that was what I was fancying. And then those little balls on the side, they're made out of cacao powder, dates, coconut oil.
We are literally at, this is 7 pieces of fruit. I'm absolutely speechless. Just too much sugar, aggravating my skin, increasing, you know, insulin issues, probably increasing my testosterone in my body, and also this is in the evening, so this is before bed. You know, we really should be trying to reduce our sugar to help our bodies kind of wind down for sleep.
And then those little balls on the side, they're made out of cacao powder, dates, coconut oil and Rice Krispie Pops. And yeah, I was just experimenting around. First time I tried that one out. Yeah, they were quite good for an experiment actually, really.
Okay, you're probably thinking you're really dramatic because you're probably thinking they're really healthy, but in my eyes, I'm looking at a component point of view. So firstly, just screaming, we've got dates. Dates are so high in sugar. Now, they're not unhealthy, they're absolutely fine, and I wouldn't say, you know, take them out of the diet, but it's balance and moderation. But also the key thing here is that don't have it right before you go to bed. You know, dates, anything with dates in, like if you are going to make those protein balls and things like that, have them as like, you know, midday snack, afternoon snack kind of thing. Right before bed, it's just such a sugar spike before you go to sleep. In my opinion, especially with acne, that's kind of my perspective I'm looking at. This is from an acne prone skin point of view. Just way too much sugar. The next thing also that I lol about is I made them with coconut oil, which I now found out coconut oil is death to me. It literally makes me break out so badly. It is the main trigger for my acne, more so than dairy. So coconut oil, anything coconut based is a massive no-no for me. and my skin. Cacao powder is absolutely fine. Actually, cacao before bed, so a really good quality piece of dark chocolate is not bad before bed because actually it's really rich in magnesium, so it will actually help you sleep. Quite honestly, actually, these Rice Krispie balls aren't terrible. Like for an everyday person who maybe just doesn't suffer with their skin, these are absolutely fine. Like really healthy alternative, especially if you are eating, you know, more processed foods, then this is a great switch. You know, but like I said, have it more like in the day as a little treat, not maybe just before bed in my opinion. But anyway guys, that is me reacting to my old what I eat in a day. Like I said, you know, to some people watching, you really might look at that what I eat in a day and think that is so healthy, like, you know, how am I picking up on all of these little points about it? But actually it's not about the individual food you're eating, it's about firstly how you're putting them together, but also how you're eating them throughout the day and how often you're eating them as well. It's really about balance, but it's also about knowing, you know, what support do you need in your body and then knowing how to support it through your nutrition. So for someone who maybe has no issues and they're absolutely fine, no issues with the acne or anything like that, eating this what I eat in a day might cause no problems to them whatsoever. But for someone like me, where there is underlying imbalances back then, like the insulin resistance, like hormonal imbalances, etc., this diet is not supportive of that. If anything, it actually was more irritating to those things. Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you enjoyed this kind of reaction style video. Also, I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video for anyone who's new to my channel, but I am a naturopathic nutritionist and I do hold one-to-one consultations. So if you are interested in working with me, then all the information is on my website, which is www.ebonyjanehensler.com. I'll leave it in the description box. As I reacted to an old what I eat in a day today, I thought a great follow-up video would be to share my what I eat in a day but currently for my next video. So that video will be coming next Wednesday, this Wednesday. So I post every Wednesday and Sunday now if you don't know, so you can get to know and subscribe. Yeah, on Wednesday there'll be my current what I eat in a day to show you guys what I'm eating currently. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye.